Kevin in New York.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Oh, very good, very good. I wanted to talk to you guys about the book of Enoch, which is considered to be a part of a list of other books known as the Apocrypha, which were once taken out of the Bible.
I'm pretty sure Enoch is in the Protestant version of the Bible, right?
Is it? If it is, I'm not aware.
So let's see. Ancient Hebrew apocalyptic text. Tradition of Enoch, the great grandfather of Noah.
Okay. I'm getting the book confused with the character.
Probably,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Extra biblical, apocryphal text. Okay.
Oh yeah. Now that you guys mentioned that, I think it might be a part of the Mormon canon. I'm not sure, but basically, what it is about that is that I really do believe that there is science within the Book of Enoch.
Okay.
You believe it, or is there? Because I will 100% agree with you that you believe something. I'll take your word for it. But if you're going to use it to convince us, then we need to know whether or not it's actually in there.
Oh, yes. I believe it can't be interpreted any other way, to be honest.
Okay, so then why should we care?
I
mean, if it can be interpreted one way or the other, then it's not convincing evidence, is it?
No, he said it can't be interpreted any other way.
Oh, it can't be interpreted any other way?
This is the only way it can be interpreted.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
I missed the... Go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, yes. To get to the point, within the Book of Enoch, to my surprise, it's not my discovery, but when I discovered the discovery of someone else, I was absolutely astonished that the Book of Enoch describes something that we've only recently understood as a black hole.
A black hole, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So question for you.
Yes.
Let's say you're right. Let's say it says in the book that a pretty decent modern description of a black hole. Does that make the rest of the things in that book correct? True, necessarily?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so then in my book, it says that 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm Spider-Man. It has a true thing, and so you should believe the rest, correct?
Oh, yes. Now, through my study with this would be comparable to each individual person,
Kevin,
in which...
You just told me I'm Spider-Man. Am I Spider-Man?
Well, no, I'm not agreeing to that, no.
Okay, so please tell me what that difference is. Right? My book says 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm Spider-Man. There's a true thing in it, therefore the rest has to be true. That is the reasoning that you're giving.
The difference would be accordingly to each individual who is reading it. Because obviously there are some people who are gullible, and there are others who have discernment.
Okay, is it convincing that 2 + 2 = 4 and I'm Spider-Man?
It's convincing that 2 + 2 = 4, but not that you're Spider-Man.
Okay, so would it be coincidentally true that 2 + 2 = 4 and I'm not Spider-Man, right? What I'm saying is, even if we gave this to you, because I don't have the Book of Enoch in front of me, let's just say we believe you entirely. That has nothing to do with the validity of any supernatural claims that may be made.
Well, yeah. I'm well aware that
you need to take them on their own.
Even with one text, there could be both truths and non-truths.
Cool. Okay.
That's why everything should be discerned.
I agree. So that means that are you going to bring up maybe some things about the Book of Enoch that we don't think happened, maybe that you do, that we can talk about?
Oh, yes. Just as I was describing to you, I was astonished to find out, which I need to repeat, it was not my discovery.
No, this is pretty well documented online, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I want to stress that, yes, this is an interpretation. But let me go on to read this. It's just a short paragraph.
Is it something that you think describes reality in a true way?
It describes a black hole.
Okay, cool. I already said, I already granted that to you. And you already said that doesn't matter whether or not that validates the other claims in the book. So cool story. Is there anything else about that story that you're convinced of? Maybe that a God exists? I would hope so. That's why you're calling the show, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So do you think that book validates the God claim?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes,
what part of that book validates the God claim?
Well, for the very fact that a black hole is...
Okay, but you also said that 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm not Spider-Man.
Yes.
Okay, so things can be both true and not true in a book.
Yes.
Okay, so why are you convinced by black holes in the book of Enoch validating the rest of the books in the Bible or the God that you believe in?
Well, separate from the book of Enoch, the name Enoch was actually named in the Old Testament,
Cool.
and also quoted in the New Testament in the book of Jude.
Awesome. So what?
Yeah. It just gives a person to latch on to where did this come from.
Yeah, well, it does. It
mean?
does seem like super deep, man. But names existed. That doesn't validate supernatural claims.
So, Kevin, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, I'm actually.
Yeah.
You know what? You take this because I need to go to the restroom.
All right.
And I will be right back because I'm not going to make it through the show.
Okay. So, Kevin, my question for you is, if somehow somebody gave you a refutation of this claim that the Book of Enoch talks about black holes to a degree that it convinced you that, oh, maybe I misinterpreted this, I understand this in a different way now, would you still believe in the God that you believe in?
If someone told me that it doesn't describe a black hole in the Bible,
well,
in the Book of Enoch,
let's imagine. Let's play pretend for a second and imagine that someone actually convinced you that this one argument wasn't really the best one and probably wasn't describing a black hole. Would the dismissal of this particular argument cause you to question your faith in God?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, so that's cool. So my question then is, why do you think that this particular argument, if it's not a foundation of your faith, would be convincing as a foundation for ours?
Well, I'm not going to deny that I'm extremely I'm biased in how I go about researching things.
Mm-hmm. How do you think you could be a little less biased in researching? What's something you can maybe try?
That's a very, very good question. Well, it comes from the innate hunger for knowledge, for finding out the truth.
Hey, I've got that too.
Oh yes, and constantly being conscious of, as you go about researching things, being wary of inserting what you want instead of how things actually are.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page there. So is there another argument that maybe would be more convincing to us and to you, something that you consider to be... Oh, hi there.
Oh, something that I consider to be what? I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. Something's happening on the YouTube stream. If you're not watching, you're going to have to go back because Spider-Man just made an appearance.
Yeah, we have a very holy Spider-Man. Sorry, we've got really cool fans. So here's my thought. If debunking this particular claim, whether or not we can, not saying we can, not saying we can't, if in theory we could and it wouldn't impact whether or not you believed in God, then clearly it's not the crux of why you believe, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
Right.
it's not. But it just it validates it even more, in my opinion.
But you just said it doesn't. This is cognitive dissonance. It happens to everybody. Don't worry. It happens to me a lot. But let's recognize this for what it is. It's cognitive dissonance. You're both saying that it's convincing and unconvincing. You're recognizing that it matters to you, though it shouldn't matter to anybody for reasons that we just spoke about. You're taking two opposite positions.
I don't mean you to misunderstand me. I want to say that it actually does validate it for me.
Okay, so 2 + 2 = 4, and I'm Spider-Man. Do you see why that is a broken-ass tool, Kevin?
Well, yeah, only half of that's true.
Right.
That's only accordingly to someone who has discernment to tell that.
Okay, so you have a magic power. Hold on, you have a magic power that tells you when you're right and I don't. Is that what you're saying? You have the power of discernment because we had discernment. I thought I had discernment. I mean, yeah, that's something that people say is one of the gifts when you get the Holy Spirit. How do you tell somebody who has discernment from doesn't? Do you get to choose who's in the club? How about I tell you I have discernment too? How do you tell me that I don't?
Oh no, you can only tell by getting to know a person. But
yeah, that's not how we decide.
Discernment is not a power. Discernment is not a power. It's an inner faculty of the mind.
Cool story,
which
bro.
Comes about through conditioning, which somebody could only place on themselves through honest research.
Honest research would show that that's not how anything fucking works. That's indoctrination, Kevin. Look up the definition you just gave and then look up indoctrination. But we don't have too many more callers. Kevin, I want you to know that I got rather grumpy. I'm really glad you called, V. I apologize. Kevin, I want you to know that I think the things you're believing in and the reasoning that you're giving is fucking bad. And I think that on its face, you recognize it. That doesn't say anything about you as a person, but it definitely shows that your view of it is really wonky.
We actually talked about this a little bit while you were
peeing,
out.
Well,
Otherwise indisposed.
Could I read to you very quickly? Could I read to you very quickly what I was talking about in reference to the Book of Enoch and how it describes a black hole? Not only a black hole, but
don't care. I don't care. I already told you. You already agreed that there can be true things and non-true things. And they're in the same book.
And it's easy to say you don't care, but the only reason why it's worth looking at is because since this would be considered to be thousands of years old text, that was something that should have been impossible for them to observe or even describe at all.
But no, you can agree that something can be coincidentally true. We can have that conversation, or you can just think about it for 2 seconds and go, yeah, things can be coincidentally true.
Oh, it can be coincidentally true.
And then when you try and reason it out, you'd recognize that, oh my gosh, something being coincidentally true, number one, happens. Number two, doesn't require me to have faith in something I've never seen before. And number three, even if it did, would not validate any other supernatural claims made therein. Therefore, is completely irrelevant. Kevin, what you gave was irrelevant. But I hope that you can call back again and give us some relevance, because that would be awesome.
Something you might want to do is post Enoch 1, Chapter 1, which is, I believe, what you're going to be pulling from, onto our Reddit, and interact with some of the people there.
No, not Chapter 1. No, it's that's smack in the middle of the book.
Interesting.
But I agree with you guys that reason is very important. You know what I mean? But someone could go about this without any faith and still.
Well, I hope that you can call back and give definitions.
About the,
I hope you can call back and we can talk about your definition of faith, because that's another conversation we just don't have time for today.
Yeah, next time call in and think about maybe an argument that if it were disproven theoretically, it would actually impact whether or not you believed in a God, because those are the ones that we really are interested in.
Yeah, it's the contingent arguments, right? If you're accepting this core tenet, this core truth, it is the validation of that, right? It's not, somebody named Yeshua lived at that time in that place, because who cares? But did that person walk on water? And so let's talk about the walking on water claim and whether or not that walking on water claim is substantiated or can be shown to be true. And that's what we're talking about. Something can be coincidentally true. There could have been an apocalyptic rabbi named Yeshua who was nailed to a cross. Even if we grant all of those things, that doesn't mean that the supernatural claims made therein are true.
Yes.
Awesome.
The only reason that I believe that it is supernatural in nature is because something such as the black hole, which I do believe is described in the Book of Enoch, is something that we are struggling to understand today and only have recently discovered.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you believe it's God because you don't understand how it couldn't be God, which is the God of the gaps fallacy.
No. I'm saying that because of the great, there's the Book of Enoch being traced back thousands of years.
Right. You don't understand how they could have possibly.
That we have.
You say you don't understand, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it on hold.
One
so
sec.
You can finish.
So my point is that you're saying your argument is this book is thousands of years old. They seem to have this knowledge that I don't understand how they came to it, and therefore I am going to attribute that not understanding how they got this information to the supernatural. Is that right?
You're back on.
Well, the information that we get about outer space and black holes, for example, is all from modern day science.
Right. So you don't
really
know. Therefore, God.
The information that's in the Book of Enoch is from God.
Okay, because you don't know how else it could have gotten there.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's God of the gaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, cheers. I hope you recognize the God of the gaps isn't a good one.
Cheers.
Take care.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah,
Thank you.
For sure.
All right. Damn, you nailed that. That was really good.